So what does all of this drama at the White House mean for the president and his agenda? Joining us tonight is Ned Ryan. He's the founder and CEO of the American Majority, and he joins us now. Ned, before I get to that, I can't resist asking about this. There's a Washington Post story that just crossed my desk that made the hair on my arm stand up. Apparently, our intel agency, someone within them, have leaked classified communications between former Russian ambassador Kislyak and his handlers back in Moscow in an effort to hurt the Attorney General. No transcript of these has been made available, but according to the anonymous sources quoted in the Post, apparently the Attorney General spoke, before he was Attorney General, about U.S.-Russia relations with Kislyak. So this is clearly an effort by somebody who's not putting his name on it to use classified information to destroy the Attorney General. How is the White House going to respond to something like this?
Well, first of all, I mean, again, this is allegedly. I'd love to see the transcripts, and I'd love to actually know what's going on, especially since the Russians are experts at disinformation. I mean, but this is a continuing story, and I've actually shared this with the president and said, listen, the mainstream media, the deep state, and the Democrats, this is a cage fight between you and them, and I hope that the duly elected president of the United States is going to win this. They're not going to stop. They are going to weaponize this information, using their allies in the mainstream media to go and try and undermine President Trump. My thing is, I hope he continues to push back. I've encouraged him to go on the offense, again, on a variety of things. I even want him to go back and reopen the Hillary Clinton private email server case. But really go after these leakers, make examples of a few of them, and hopefully stop these leaks. Because this is not whistleblowing, Tucker. This is weaponizing classified information to undermine the duly elected president of the United States.
But we give enormous power and huge budgets to our intelligence agencies, and to see the information they gather secretly used for political purposes domestically is a total perversion. It's scary. And this is not a defense of Trump or Russia policy or anything like that. It's like no president should have to deal with his own intel agencies selectively leaking classified information in order to hurt people. So, like, why doesn't he have control over his intel agencies? Is it possible to get control of them?
Well, this is one of the things that I think is very interesting. When you're seeing the intelligence community's agencies push back on some of his appointments and saying we have the right to veto, in many ways, Tucker, this really does crystallize what the elections were about. Are we going to be ruled by an unelected bureaucracy, or are we going to be ruled or governed by the duly elected president of the United States? And this is the real rub. Again, I think the bureaucracy is out of control. I think that they have decided they are the ones calling the shots. They feel they don't have to listen to Trump. And so I think Trump does have to take aggressive means. Again, go after these leakers. I've encouraged him to encourage the Office of Inspector General at the DOJ to really go hunt down these leakers and make examples of them. Again, let's not forget, to leak classified information is a 10-year prison sentence. You get 6 or 7 of those, I think you'll see these leaks start to fade away.
But I wonder why this isn't being covered. I mean, I ran into an elected member of one of the intel committees. I won't say what house it was from. But this guy told me, and this is one of the people overseeing, providing oversight of our intel agencies, that he would not speak on his cell phone because he was afraid that his conversation was being recorded by our intel agencies and be used against him. Now, this is one of the few people in American life who would know. He's on the intel committee. Like that, we've lost control.
We have lost control, and in a strange way, this is where the actual Freedom Caucus and the ACLU are on the same page. Because you know what? At one point, we used to actually care about domestic spying and civil liberties and all of these things. And I think Trump has an opportunity to really go and say, we're going to have this conversation, we're going to pull back the curtain, and we're going to, first of all, say it's the duly elected president that calls the shots, but we also have to have this and bring this to the forefront and say, we're not going to tolerate this anymore. If we really respect privacy, civil liberty, and we really don't want domestic spying, we have to bring these intelligence communities and agencies to heel.
To heal, because it's not about Trump, it's about civilian control of the government.
That's right.
And
exactly.
That is worth defending. Thank you, Ned. Sorry to get all spun up. Stories like this are scary, because you can see where this is going. Anyway,
I do see where it's going. It's deeply troubling.
It is. Thanks.
Thanks, Tucker.